Good morning, everyone. I'm here to review for discussion 3. I'm trying to remake this video. I think this is the fourth time now. I think I finally got the audio to pick up on my recording, where we are reviewing the sexualized and athletic viewers' attitudes towards sexualized performance images of female athletes. For this discussion, we were asked to look through 4 different questions. How does the Daniels article research intersect with the chapter readings that we had this week? Which types of images of female athletes were rated more positively by viewers? And how do you think this research could be used to change the way media presents female athletes? And lastly, how can Christians use this type of research to share biblical truths about a person's value? So here we go. First, we went through and we looked at what we learned about this week. We looked at the social cognitive theory, media, identity, and the self, and media and sexuality. And so how that broke that down for was the objectification versus image, and really looking at how in Western society we have been trained and built this communal objectification of women as sexual beings and images of beauty versus accolades and achievements. Secondly, we look at the media representation of women and how they are underrepresented within social media platforms, whether it be through Instagram or Facebook, and this gentrification of ideals of how women are perceived. And really, the underrepresentation is the key to understand that image and self-worth value of empowerment. Next, we looked at the self-image and cultural influences and how we in Western societies look to women. We look for the Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition, ESPN's body image, and these representations of women as sexual beings and objects of beauty to objectify over their curves, their figure, what they wore. And when we look at how that defines really the image that is portrayed of women, rather than looking at the accolades and achievements. As we look at which types of images of female athletes were rated more positively by viewers, we look at I took a direct quote here. It says, overall, sexualized performance athletes were rated more positively than sexualized athletes, but less positively than sport performance athletes. These results have implications for advocacy of efforts for calling for more media coverage in which women are depicted as athletes rather than as sexual objects. And I think that's great when you look at the current debate of Michael Jordan versus Kobe Bryant versus LeBron James. We take this avenue of who is the best, whether it be by championships, by points, by MVP awards, all-star nominations. And never once is there a question of who's more handsome, who looks better in a suit, who's better in their uniform. It's this understanding that we objectify women and represent them as images to be looked at from a physical appearance rather than their actual accolades and achievements. How do you think this research could be used to change the way media presents female athletes? Well, I think first it allows us to develop new campaigns for support of women athletes and show them for what they are as athletes and empower that image of success within the sports world and online presence, and present this media coverage of women in these media mediums as successful architects building a brand and a business versus how they look in a swimsuit. And ultimately, we need to develop societal representations of women empowerment, showing women in successful roles, and that those roles were achieved not by their beauty, but by their actual skill sets and determination. And we need to strategize for the next generation of media reporters and influence their capabilities and capacities to really understand that through each individual aspect of growth and that perspective, that women are not just beauty objects, but rather they are individuals and human beings like us all, and have achieved great statuses, and those statuses should be rewarded and not objectified. And lastly, we looked at how can Christians use this type of research to share biblical truths about a person's value. The Bible tells us that God gave us worth when he purchased us to be his own people. And we have to remember that we are all individuals and all children of God, and all represented the same way. And God does not objectify us by our beauty, by our brains, or by our brawn. Rather, it's how we develop ourselves as Christians and followers of Jesus, and how we represent ourselves to him in his image. and all people are created in the image of God. Because of this, each person is of great worth and value. And I think that's a key statement to really understand that we are each individuals, and each of us represent a particular facet of who God is and what he wants us to be. And so with that, the development of our relationship with God is the basis of our self-worth, not our human image, but our godly image. So I hope you appreciate it. We have to take the objectification out and focus on the empowerment and focus on the statistics and achievements rather than the looks. Thank you.